And welcome back to our second segment of Giant Dreams Under Construction today. I have a guest that's from Fort William First Nations. He is a young man who decided to start his own heavy equipment operating company, and he's been doing quite well with it. He's super busy, and I'd like to welcome Brian Oles to the show.
Thank you, Kateri.
So your company name is Oles, Bobcat, and Excavation Services, right? Or
Oles, Bobcat, and Excavation, Inc.
Okay. And when did you start your company?
I first started my company back in 2010.
And what made you, how'd you get into heavy equipment operating and then decide to graduate to business owner?
I almost want to say raised in construction, raised around heavy equipment. I've always had a liking for it. And eventually I bought my first piece of machinery.
And what was that?
It was actually a skid steer.
Okay, so a little Bobcat.
Yeah,
hence
a
the
Bobcat.
name. Okay. And so you bought yourself your skid steer, and did you just decide, okay, now I'm in business, or how did that work?
It was more or less almost like, okay, I got it, now I'm in business. What do I do? So I actually came hunting down work in Fort William First Nation. I knew there was a lot of work that needed to be done. That was part of the reason why I got the skid steer to start. I knew there was a lot of landscaping that needed to be done.
Yeah.
I had more or less had my feelers out there in the market, seeing what needed to be done in Thunder Bay and in Fort William. So I got almost like a head start into the market with a piece of machinery that nobody else had. Nobody had one.
Which is kind of odd, but no, I get it. So you saw an opening and you went for it.
Yeah, it's one thing you learn in school. When there's a niche, you take it.
Yeah.
If there's something that somebody needs, they'll pay for it.
True. So now in 2010, you said you started, and how much have you grown, and who has helped you along the way? Like any inspirations, any mentors?
Along the way, big mentors would be my parents, my grandparents. I think I got my work ethic from them, to tell you the truth. They've always pushed me. They said, if it's a dream, you pursue it.
Which is good advice.
Yeah, absolutely. It helped a lot. I'd say that's the biggest motivator was my family.
Was your dad a heavy equipment operator also?
Actually, it's funny. He was an electrician. I had family members that owned construction equipment, and I did learn from them, but definitely my work ethic came from my grandfather. He was an electrician, and he learned a lot from me, and I learned a lot from him about the industry. It was actually quite funny.
That's cool.
He never was really into heavy equipment or construction where I am, but we both kind of learned off each other, and now I am where I am, really.
And I know that you're getting married, and you just bought a house. Now, what does your wife think of you being gone in your machinery, and has she always supported your company, or what's that been like?
Of course, with anything there's trials and tribulations, right? She supports it. It's actually not me that's gone so much, it's her. She works out of town quite a bit, but she understands the industry. Her family owns a larger company than mine, so she understands what it takes to grow and the growing pains of it, and et cetera, et cetera.
That's good though. It's fortunate for you to have found somebody who understands that, because I know from business myself, it does take you away. It takes your mind away a lot. Whether you're out of town or not, it does preoccupy you, and you do need somebody who can handle that out of you.
Yeah, you're constantly on the go every day, from the time I wake up till almost the time I go to bed. It's what's next? What do I have to fix? What do I have to do next? Where's this going? Where's this machinery going to work next?
So you went from a skid steer, single piece of equipment. What do you have now?
It was actually a skid steer, trailer, and an F-250 I had to start. Now I got an F-350, a trailer, a skid steer, a larger excavator, a gravel truck, and a Mini X.
Okay, so this is like Tonka, like when you're playing with your Tonka trucks when you're little and you're digging the dirt. Now you get to do that for real.
I get to do it for real. When you used to go to the store and say, I want this new Tonka truck, that's the way I look at it for large equipment now. Where am I going to use this new piece of machinery if I want to get it? What is it going to do? How's it going to make me money?
So it's kind of like, it's actually kind of cool when you think of it that way though, where you're doing something that you enjoyed when you were a kid. I know I've had a previous guest on the show where he loved playing Legos and now he builds houses.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's cool when you can find something that you actually love and have fun and enjoy doing. Now, how hard is it to be an equipment operator? How, like, is it hard on your body? Is it hard to get the jobs? Like, how hard is this?
It is tough on your body to get the jobs. You know, people want people with experience when they're hiring.
And you're pretty young, yeah.
I'm young. I'm 24, and I've come a long way from when I've started. It wasn't easy by no means, but the trick is you just don't stop. Don't quit.
And you, so you have had no obstacles, or you've, like, has it been smooth sailing? Like, that'd be pretty rare.
There's been many obstacles. Prior to owning this business, I owned a business previously that I had lost on.
Yeah.
But I eventually came back from it. I had to go back to work.
Yeah.
I come back from it and I came out ahead. I ended up incorporating and starting this new business, Oles Bobcat. It was tough.
Yeah.
But I had the mindset that I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to start my own business, and that's what drove me. That, and like I said, what my grandparents had taught me, and my parents, and it was a lot of the ethic that they had driven into me.
Well, it's good. Otherwise, like, I know business is very hard, and a lot of people, when they hit like that first really big obstacle, sometimes they just tap out.
They don't know what to do.
Yeah,
that's what it is. They just don't know what to do, and you got to be very, very flexible.
So now in business, have you had any mentors? Like, has anybody taken you under their wing? Has anybody kind of tried to show you the ropes of how to grow or develop?
I've had a couple uncles that have taken me under their wing and showed me business. They've taught me some of the ins and outs. A lot of it I learned myself from watching other people. It was more or less trial and error.
Yeah.
Which I think is the best way to learn, really. You can sit there and take notes of what someone's going to tell you to do all day. Unless you go out and do it yourself, I don't think you're going to learn the right way.
I agree with you 100%, especially when you're in trades. There's one thing, if you're going to be an accountant or, a lawyer, yeah, you obviously have to take notes, and that is the way you learn. But in trades, oh my God, you have to be in the field. It's a hands-on thing.
Yeah, and it's like an apprenticeship, right? You start out from the bottom, and yeah, there is some schooling, but the only way you're learning in an apprenticeship is doing the work.
Yeah, so what is the amount of hours that you need? What is the process to get your heavy equipment license? Like,
normally it's 40 hours on each piece of equipment. You need 40 hours and a certain amount of in-class, and you get certified on that piece of machinery, whether it be a dozer, a loader, or an excavator. I myself, I got my Common Core. I have all the certificates for the business to do septic. I went to the University of Guelph to get septic certification. I also have a background in business management and some background in finance and economic planning that helped me along the way as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know, so you said septic, and I'm just going to refer to this because of that job that you did maybe a month or two ago, where, oh my goodness,
That
the
was
Barbie doll. And
That was a tough one.
So Brian and I know each other outside of the show here, from being in business and on construction sites. And poor Brian, why would you want to deal with septic, especially that day you came to the office and I didn't want to touch your hands. I didn't. You were digging in a poop pipe, pulling out Barbies and everything else. Like, what made you decide you wanted to do that?
Part of it was because of how I grew up. I grew up in the country, and I'm a country kid, right? And I had friends that were farmers, and I grew up. We're all still really close, and we all laugh at how we got into where we are now. But they used to shovel cow crap for a living, and I'd watch them and I'd help them. So I kind of eased into it, and then I worked as I was younger doing septic, and I learned there's good money in it, and it's good. I like the work. Of course, nobody likes touching crap. Nobody. I don't care who you are. But you put on the gloves, and it's funny. At the end of it all, you always get the reaction of there's always a laugh or some sort of kicker of a joke.
Like, I don't want to physically high five you at this moment.
That was it that day. I was like, you want to give me a high five? I washed my hands, and of course I was wearing gloves, but do you still want to give me a high five?
Not really at that moment.
Yeah.
Does that deter your wife ever or no?
She hears the stories, and she's usually like, honey, go shower. I'm like, oh, okay, sweetheart. I already did, but I'll do it again.
Yeah, just so you know for sure.
No, she understands. She knows. She grew up in the country too. She knows how it works, and her grandfather actually does it as well. He's taking care of septic, and it's not all about effluent, as they call it, which is a technical word for poop.
Okay.
It's not all about that. It's a lot of installing and lining things up.
This is the most poop-filled conversation I've ever had on the show, so we'll end that part there.
That is a big part of my business too, but
you know what? You've touched on so many different things. Like, clearly you've come from a very good foundation, which is, and you work on foundations. Your parents should be proud of what you do, and even how you can sit here and just talk about some things that most people don't want to talk about.
Yeah, it's like dirty jobs, right?
Yeah, but somebody's
got to do it.
Exactly. So I want to say thank you for taking time out of your day. I know you're working on the Big Lagoon project out on Fort William. I know you have a lot of other work that needs to be done, so I'm going to let you take off and get back in your big truck. Thank you again, Brian, for coming out today, and thank you for being on Giant Dreams Under Construction.
Thank you very much for having me, Kateri.
We'll be right back.